Hi Sam, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. Thank you for sitting down with me and letting me talk you through the final design for your living room. So I'm just going to jump straight into it, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Great. So in the presentation, I'm just going to go through the project overview, the original brief and the original floor plan. We're going to take a look at the inspiration board that we started with, and then we're going to talk about the final design. Okay?
Yep.
So in terms of the project overview, we wanted to do a complete overhaul of the lounge. So we're going to go for new flooring, new walls and new window treatments as well. In terms of the initial brief that we discussed, we talked about the use of the room and the fact that it's going to be a space for you and your partner to just chill out and unwind after work, and also a space that has to be dog friendly as well, because your pets are obviously with you in the evenings when you're just relaxing. We talked about your preference for a contemporary style, neutral, natural colours, maybe a bit of a blue accent in there. And we also talked about the fact that you want to keep the space quite neutral at its foundation because you might be renting or selling the property in the near future. I've also tried to consider the fact that the flat's wider area is like a seaside agricultural town. So I've tried to sort of pull some aspects of that in there as well. So hopefully you'll see that in the design. Okay, this is the original floor plan that I took. We can see here that we've got the beautiful big bay window that lets in a lot of light. So we're working with quite a nice airy light space. And then we have the doorway to the hall as well, just there. This is the final inspiration board that we agreed on in our last meeting. So I've really tried to just sort of pull together a lot of the components that you've asked for in the space. So we've got the neutral with the white walls and the warmer flooring. I've got the TV here as a focal point. And then I've just sort of tried to give some examples of the soft furnishings with the rug and the pillows as well. And then I've tried to sort of tie in the dogs, the plants, just bringing a bit of the nature and also the agricultural aspects as well. Okay. So this is the final sample board with the final choices for the wood flooring, the wall paint, the curtains, as well as some of the furniture choices as well. So we've gone for the engineered wood flooring by the Natural Wood Floor Company. This is called the Coastal Grey Oak. We've gone for an engineered wood because it's a lot more hard wearing than natural wood, but it still has the nice look that you get with natural wood. It doesn't expand and contract the same way that natural wood does with the heat and the moisture. And I know, having dogs myself, that moisture is just an inevitability in life with dogs in the house. So you won't have to worry about your floors being damaged by the dogs running around. We've also gone with the taupe wall paint. This is going to be the same colour on the walls and the ceiling. This is by Valspar. We've gone with a nice neutral white, but it does have sort of a grey-blue undertone, just because in the summer I know that it'll get really hot with the big bay window in there. You get a lot of light. So I just wanted to keep it sort of feeling very cool and refreshed in there. Okay, and then with the curtains, we've gone for a Kai Sway Oyster from Blinds Direct, which is a sheer curtain that we can leave unlined, which will mean that we still get a lot of the light in even when the curtains are drawn, but it just gives us that bit more privacy when we know that obviously we've got the houses on the road opposite and they can see straight into the windows. So in terms of the furniture choices, we've gone for the Dallas 3-seater sofa from Made. I know that you had a preference for leather, so we've gone for the big leather sofa that feels very comfortable, very luxurious, but we have that contemporary feeling with the sort of the minimal thin legs on the sofa. The leather is a semi-aniline leather sofa, so that means that it's been treated by a protective coating which will allow the natural variations in the colour of the leather to show through, but it just gives it that bit more protection, and it will withstand the dogs being sort of brushing up against it and things, so you can have a feel of the leather there.
Very nice.
It is a very nice leather. It's very soft and comfortable. And then obviously we have the suggestion of the ottoman there, which will just give us a little bit more storage space. It can double up as seating, and it brings in that blue accent colour that we were going for. And then we've got the soft furnishings. So we've got a 100% polypropylene rug. They're stain resistant, they're odour resistant, and they're water resistant as well. So I think that that's a good way to cozy up the space without sort of putting it in danger of being damaged by the dogs. And then we have the soft merino wool throw as well, which is good at regulating temperature, will keep you nice and cozy at nights in front of the television. And then some scatter cushions as well in our accent colour. Okay, so are we happy? Are you happy with the sample board and the
Yes,
decisions?
yeah, I like that.
Great. And then finally, I've got a rendered perspective drawing here for you, just so you can see how all of the components on the board come together in a real life scenario. Obviously, you can see, as we'd hoped, that the floors really do warm up the walls, and it is that really versatile neutral space that can be sort of come into by anyone, and it'll lend itself well to any design preferences. I also wanted to build in sort of some low shelving here on the main wall, just to sort of really draw the eye in, as this will be the focal point. And it just gives you that little bit more storage as well. You can fill it up with books. I know your partner likes to read, or it can be used for storage, like storage boxes. You can have artwork or personal photos on there as well, so it just really makes the space your own. And then you can see here we've got in the bay window, we've got the ottoman and the throw, just to give us that really comfy vibe. And then we've got the curtain here. We've gone for a sill length curtain, just so that the dogs aren't getting tangled up in a floor length material. Okay, so that is sort of the final design. I hope that it sort of gives you a really good idea of what we're going for in the space. Just to recap, we've gone for the neutral floor and walls that are really versatile, but then on top of that we've tried to create a casual cozy space with the leather sofa, and we've got the blue accent colour with the ottoman and the throws, and then we're just sort of tying it all together with the really comfortable soft furnishings as well. So what do you think? Are you happy with the design, or have you got any questions?
Yeah, overall, I really like the design, especially the leather sofa. I really like that, and obviously the small amounts of blue that you've put around. I'm not really sure how I feel about the pattern on the rug though.
Okay.
But other than the rug there, I think it's really nice. I like it.
Great. Okay. Well, with the rug, I just thought if we brought a little bit of interest to the floor and the space with a very minimal pattern, so we don't add any noise to the space, but it just gives us that little bit of visual interest. So I think you'd find if you had a lot of plain beige everywhere, it might not sort of tie in as well. Does that sound okay?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, great. And in terms of the presentation, were you okay to visualize everything? Is there anything that you'd maybe want me to change about how I presented it to you?
I really like the presentation, and I like the look of the sample board and bits, but possibly a floor plan there with some furniture on it might have been a bit better, to show all of the furniture around the room.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that might have given you a better idea of sort of the visual and the relationship between the furniture and everything. So yeah, that's definitely something I can pop together for you.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Great. Well, thank you very much for sitting down with me, and I'm really glad you like it.
Fantastic, thank you.
Thanks.